Alright, so I've kind of been writing out, this is a rough estimate for the rest of this, basically the whole of 2025, but as I will discuss later on in one of the things I'm changing up now is I'm only going to give myself, well, this is as of this moment, so by the time we get halfway through the year, I may have potentially already changed how I do things, so we'll see how it goes. This is the running, way that we do things for the time being, but basically, until changes happen, next year is going to be when I'm going to focus on 2 things every single day, and those 2 things will change as I complete each of the different things. So from now until basically maybe the 1st of February or something, I'm focusing on the project management and making food. So 5 days out of 7 I make food for the family, and I'm just basically going to spend every single day, though obviously there'll be many other activities I need to do, like cleaning the house, hoovering, washing, drying things, putting the washing up, cleaning, and also other things that are unimportant, like maybe playing games or something. But my primary focus is going to be on just these 2 things. I'll wake up in the morning, do the project management course, and then have some food, and then just chill out with Pra, maybe go and just sit in the garden, reflect on things, do whatever. And then in the afternoons, I've just got to focus on making food. So I've got to write up, how the food went the day before, what worked, what didn't work, what might be better, and then researching ingredients and how we can get those ingredients for the next thing. And I've kind of put a lot on my plate when I'm making 5 different things, and I want to try and perfect each one. So yeah, I've got a lot, and also this gives me room to, as well as do those things, it gives me room to keep on maintaining things, like being able to have space to actually go on runs or something. But I've specifically only given myself 2 things because I know that when I gave myself the 6 habits to do, I was just filled in my head. It was just constant stress, thinking, oh, okay, I've got to do this thing, I've got to do that thing, I've got to do this thing. So this is at least the way I'm thinking about it now. And instead of the 6 habits, I just focus on 2 things, and I try and really I use the time that's limited towards that project to just really boost it. So yeah, so it's effectively it's effectively how some people say that progress isn't, if you really want to make progress, then if here's your sphere and you want to grow your sphere, one of the ways you could do that is try and get 1% better in each of these directions each day, and maybe that's helpful, but also that could be incredibly tiring. You may not grow. Whereas if you really spend a lot of time going this way and make it slightly unbalanced, then you can go this way a lot and then make it a bit like that, and then this way, then that way, and then if you just focus on different things, then you can make more progress. It's like if you had 4 different projects that you wanted to complete. One was one video on this thing, another thing was a video game in this thing, another thing is an essay in this thing, and another thing is composing a piece of music in this thing, and you tried to do 5% in each one every single day, that could just get really tiring. You could actually make no progress in any of them. Whereas if you give yourself only say 2 things to do, you've halved the amount of brain power you have to use up for some things, and so you can put twice the amount of brain power into those 2 things. And so that's essentially what I'm trying to do here. So until the 1st of February, I'm focusing on the project management and making food for everyone. And again, that gives me some time, I can complete those 2 things in a day, and I can be right, great, what else do I want to do in my day? And then I can go and record a video, I can do whatever. So, and then from the 1st of February until the 1st of March, so a month, I've got the project management stuff a little bit more, probably just finishing that off, and then focusing on things like hygiene, because I've actually had some kind of skin issue which I know how to prevent, and cure, but I just haven't spent any time actually addressing it. And like other things, like I don't have a like particular deodorant that is, you know, really good for me, so I'm literally just using like Lynx at the moment. So, you know, for a short time, that's what we'll focus on. And then from effectively I've got like basically like a month to kind of finish off the project management stuff and do hygiene stuff. And then from the 1st of March until the 2nd of March, that's kind of meant to be like the cutting off and kind of like changing phase between me doing the project management course and starting to drive and perfecting the driving, and me doing driving and doing potentially the teaching English as a foreign language. Maybe we'll do that. So yeah, so I'll do that for March, April, May, maybe even like June or something, and maybe even July. I don't know. We'll see, because or it might be sooner that I get that done. But yeah, I'll effectively just spend my time, maybe for 3, maybe for 2, like basically 2 to 4 months. I will focus on getting driving under the belt, so then I can actually like drive to my job, so I don't have to like rely on other people. And I'll also focus on doing the teaching English as a foreign language, because at the moment, if the offer's still there, I think there's like a Black Friday sale on it, and it usually is like it's like £760, whereas I can get it for like £260 basically. I'll just double check this. Cyber Monday sale, 60% off courses. Yeah, I mean, that's still not bad, is it? Oh, well, I'll look over this in my own time. But yeah, potentially I'll take that up if I have enough money to even afford that right now, which I might not do. And then from there, once I've done so at the moment I'm not really focusing on driving. I'm only focusing on getting the meals done. And then after I've like done the meals for like say a month or something, which gives me at least like doing each one about 4 times, which isn't that much, but it might be like just enough at this time being. I mean, like, this is all, you know, it's changed and stuff, but this kind of structure of 2 things like each day I think is something I'm gonna like continue. And then things like, it will mean I'm slower at getting things done, but at the very least, at least it means that when I get things done, like I know that they're secure, and I'm not just stressed out the whole day, because like what's the point in getting a lot of things done if you're not even happy when like being able to accomplish them? I mean, on short bursts that's probably fine, but long term, when I don't think anyone wants to be around someone who's constantly miserable. So yeah, so then once I've either finished the TFL or once I've finished the driving, then I'm then going to basically have like a month, maybe even longer, to focus on mental health. Actually, no, I've set here from July to November. It's going to be the time when I'm just going to work on my mental health. And then also there's the introduction kind of in July of fitness. So that's essentially like July of next year is going to be when I'm then going to like properly like start going to the gym and doing these things, and like taking that from an insignificant taking that from a unique experience to a routine, so that I can dedicate more time eventually to thinking and stuff. So it means that for 7 months of next year and this month, 8 months, I'm not really going to be focusing on fitness. Like, areas of my health are going to get worse, like, you know, but when I get to that point, I'll have all these other things under my belt about perfecting, like, you know, I'll have hopefully like 2 courses done. That will be incredible for my CV. I'll have a job secured. I'll have learned how to drive. I'll have some meals that I'll constantly be refining and getting better at, but that I'm really focusing on right now. I'll have, you know, I'll have my mental health far more like better, and so I will then be able to like just make so much progress because all these other things will be set and like secure. So that's kind of the trade-off that I'm making right now for it. And then I'll do that. I'll essentially focus on mental health and fitness for like July, August, September, October, November. And then in November, I've set the time for the 2nd of November to be the time when I'm doing like focusing on fitness, because essentially that's like the activity I've set myself, because I'll hopefully be in my job. Pardon me. I'll be in my job. So I'll only have like maybe an hour in the morning if I wake up early enough, and then like maybe like an hour or 2 in the evening to be able to focus on things. So that's why I'm like saying you like 2 things to do each day. And that's when on the 2nd of November I'll be able to drop like the mental health focus. I'll drop I've completed all the other things, so I'll then have time to do what I've written down as reading / world creation / manga creation / and then 2 secret things that I can't really tell you about. So yeah, like that's essentially what I'm going to be doing for like the next year, I think, and I'm pretty excited about it all.